A big shout out to all of our local music fans. You are watching Turn It Up WA. I'm Nikita Dixon, this is Antonio Correa, and this is your local music video show.
We are catching up with the Emperors today and their album Stay Frosty. Also on the acoustic segment, we're catching up with Cody s03e.
Now earlier in the month, I headed along to the In the Pines Festival and caught up with Leap Year. Now let's take a look. So has your sound evolved over the last two albums?
Absolutely. It's actually regressed. We are possibly the most... Yeah,
No, devolved.
Devolved, yeah. It's like a hairline that's sort of going back, essentially.
So not as good, or just the album is a bit shorter, or?
Yeah, no, we're just not as good. And we don't care as much.
We're getting on.
Yeah. We're just doing it because we're going
You're really selling the album for us.
We just sort of like hate our lives, so we just want to do something other than succeed at music, so...
So apart from being not as good as your last album, what does the new album sound like?
Sounds rubbish. Yeah, I would never buy it. If someone's going to put out money for it, I'd be bloody surprised, so, yeah. So,
But they will, that's what happens. They do buy it.
Yeah.
And we are very surprised.
We've got some tricks up our sleeve to get people to buy it. It's just whether or not they like it when they've bought it, but that's not our problem.
So what has inspired this rubbish album of yours?
So we just go with the title first.
Title first, and we give our songs a minute for each song and see what comes out. And usually shit comes out, so then we go, that's great.
What can we expect in your live show then?
More of the same.
A couple of fat old guys playing rubbish music. Yeah.
And so when this album comes out, how long are you thinking about touring it before you go back to the drawing board to write another album?
We're not even...
Are you going to have it to
We're breaking up after this show. What are you talking about?
And then the album will never be released.
Oh, no.
We'll do that. We're going to make the record company broke first, so that's our aim. Just to keep everyone broke. WA is going through such a good boom at the moment. We kind of want to counteract the boom, so we're trying to get as little sales as possible, just try and lose money for people essentially. So,
There's plenty around apparently.
Well, yeah, that sounds really cool. Cool plan, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Great stuff from Leap Year, guys. Hey, we're back in the studios, and now we have got Tate Bennett. Tate, what do you got for us?
All right, guys, this week we're looking at Sidewalk Diamonds with their new album, Every Season Inside. The thing I love about these guys is the fact that they can get absolute bass melters when it comes to ripping the guitar. But they've also got an appreciation for the music, and they get every member of their band standing around this mic and doing sort of like a barbershop quartet kind of, it's really awesome.
What do you leave the kitchen and run to my room? I need to hide under my sheets. My dreams aren't there and neither are yours, so what could there possibly be?
Next up we've got the Novocaines. Now they've been around for a while, a few years. And they've brought out their latest album. It's called Courtesy Eventually, which quite honestly, when you go to one of their gigs, if you've ever been to one, it's intense, it's high energy, and everyone just loves it, and the crowd feeds off the band, and the band feeds off the crowd, and it's amazing. But this album just didn't speak to me as loudly as what happens there. Usually, you know, you get this good feeling of, yeah, I love listening to this music, but it's just sort of like they've been tamed down and they're now trying to fit in for commercial radio, which is okay, but I don't know, they're lacking a bit of imagination for me. But Yeah, unfortunately, but still go and give it a listen.
Great stuff, Tate. Thanks very much. It's great to hear what our local bands are putting out to the world.
Always
Now
good.
we're going to take a look at Cody Sundstrom performing an acoustic gig.
Up in smoke, cigarette in his lips, her body is broke. Cat knows how far he throws. Huge arms, but he can't lift a stone. You're bluffing, my friend. It's just nothing, my friend. You got nothing to spare. Ooh, you're hurting real bad. I see you getting mad. You're just too damn sad. Sharp tear, and don't you speak, forcing a smile, you're really weak. The caught up mechanics to fix the brakes. You're taking your take, or you just complain about the legs. You're bluffing, my friend. It's just nothing, my friend. You got nothing to spare. Ooh, you're hurting real bad. I see you getting mad. You're just too damn sad. You're just too damn sad.
Right now in the studios, we've got the Gizzards.
Hey.
Right, so you're going to be performing a little later on in the show, but I understand you call your fans the Gizzard Army. Is that correct? Why is that?
Like so many good things in life, once you've had a few beers and go on the internet late at night, things tend to stick a little bit. I'd probably take that off if I could now, but I guess it's been there for so long I'm comfortable with it now.
Once something's on the internet, it can't be removed.
Yeah, no, the army have taken it for themselves. Yeah, no, I can't take it from them now, it's theirs.
Nice work. Now, you started this as a bit of an experiment. At what point did you realise that you were onto a good thing?
It was about the point where I was playing in a pub to about 3, perhaps 4 or 5 disinterested idiots. One guy came up to me later and said, "I've never quite seen anything like that." That was at the time that I knew I was onto a winner.
Now, when you say that you've never seen anything quite like that, seen what? What's your live show all about?
Oh, look, I don't think it was actually a compliment. Like, I think he genuinely hadn't seen anything as stupid as what I was doing. It's just something I do for a laugh in between playing with my real bands.
Wow, so how do you actually perform everything yourself?
Oh, look, I cheat a lot, use a lot of samples that I boot off a Nintendo, a little bit of pre-recorded stuff, and I try and play as much as I can. But I've only got these 2 hands, you see, and so mostly I play power chords and try and do as many high kicks as I can for each song.
You're going to be performing for us after the break. What are you going to perform for us?
I'm going to play the last song off my latest hit album, and it's called The Doctor Goes in Search of the Robot.
Oh yeah, and tell us a bit about that. What's the story behind it?
Oh look, I've got this silly idea. I'm going to do a trilogy of concept albums. This is the second one I've done in the series of hit albums, and yeah, this is the last song off the album. It ends in a little bit of a cliffhanger, and hopefully the Gizzard Army will be thronging for the next instalment of this epic trilogy.
What is the concept?
It's a story of a doctor that creates life in his laboratory in the form of an android or a robot, and he sends the robot out into the world to learn about the humans. And I guess I guess it's because he wants to learn about the humans himself. So the robot's going out to discover things in the world. And it's just pretty much an excuse for me to be an idiot and dance around the cave.
Absolutely, well we can't wait to check it out.
Absolutely.
Now we've got the
Well done.
gizzards coming up
Gizzards.
after this break, so don't move a muscle. You're watching Turn It Up WA.
Stay there.